Well, there's the score, everyone. I guess the coaches in each dressing room are saying, can't you play a little bit better? But it's 14-13, of course, San Francisco leading Detroit. San Francisco, the quarterback, Montana, even after the opening fumble, he didn't seem to lose it. I know he's poised and he's cool and he's won a Super Bowl, but he really was calm under the heat. So was Gary.
Well, I think so, but I know I'm really sure what they both want to do coming out in the second half is you saw the stats, and the yardage isn't up there. They've got to at least try to get the ball downfield a little bit more. If it's not complete, it's at least going to stretch the defense and get the defense thinking about going deep, and they've got to do that.
There are the numbers. Joe was 9 of a dozen. 110 yards at TD, no interceptions, 1 fumble, but look at the numbers on Danielson.
Danielson's got to be happy with it half, but he's also got to get the ball downfield a little bit more, especially, now keep in mind that both Ronnie Lott and Eric Wright are out, the starting all-pro cornerbacks for San Francisco.
And the running backs, Wendell Tyler came out very quickly, as we said, getting the line of scrimmage, picked up 40 yards on 9 carries. Billy Sims got a lot of action early in the first quarter and then dictated otherwise that they sort of throw the ball a little bit.
I think you got to get the ball to him a little bit more, and I think the 49ers feel, and because they kind of went away from it too, that they could probably run on the Lions, especially up the middle. And
the thing we ought to always keep in mind is that Detroit, even though they lost that game in the playoff a year ago and 5 interceptions that were suffered by Danielson, the Lions moved the football very well in that losing game out at Candlestick Park.
No question. As I mentioned, Gary Danielson had 5 interceptions in that game, so, it wasn't the Niners that were stopping them. They were stopping themselves.
Well, I'm glad we're here. You know what? We'll be back in just a bit with the second half. It should be a beauty. It's 14-13, and the coach, Walsh, is out on the field, and Monty Clark's team is coming out now.
Many Visa card holders will soon receive their new Visa cards.
That's yours too?
Yeah.
For some, it will be the new classic Visa card.
I haven't seen you around lately.
Oh, I travel a lot on business.
Until your new classic card arrives, your current Visa card is as good as ever.
You want to break this in?
You're on.
It's a classic. Your new Visa card.
Visa.
Back in 1979, I did a commercial that showed my crew repairing this street here in Oklahoma City. We used a fabric underliner developed by Phillips Petroleum that helped streets last longer. And did it work? Absolutely. This street hasn't needed a single repair since then. It's nice to know you can fix something and have it stay fixed, especially when it saves you tax dollars, year after year.
Fine products for you and your car from Phillips Petroleum, the performance company.
If emergencies never happened, you might never need a tire as good as Royal Seal from Uniroyal. But you might. This remarkable tire seals most tread punctures permanently. The self-sealing Royal Seal from Uniroyal. You may never need a tire this good.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Isuzu, maker of fine cars and trucks. Delta Faucet, when they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're off. And by Wagner, the right tool for painting.
The starters are warming up. These aren't bullpenners. That's Gary Danielson, the quarterback of the day, of the moment for the Lions. And, of course, Joe Montana is on the other sidelines, and he will be ready to go right away because the 49ers will take the ball. Bill Ring is back to accept it. And, of course, Eddie Murray is kicking off. Number 30, Ring at the goal line. A good kickoff. Ring is a sturdy, tough person and gets it out to the 27-yard line with a burst. We'll set the second half lineups, and these two teams just battled pillar to post. First downs pretty even. Yards rushing, a little edge to Detroit. Passing, a little edge to San Francisco.
Yeah, you just kind of get the feeling that no knockdowns yet. They just staggered each other a couple times.
And, of course, the awful word turnover is what probably will decide this contest in the third or fourth period. I think this one's going to go down to that fourth period. Clark is out, flank to the right, Solomon to the top of your screen. The play action. Montana dumps it off to the side. That's Craig. Craig comes out over the 40, is hit hard, runs through a couple of Lions. That was Graham that sort of got up holding his shoulder and head.
That's Roger Craig. He's actually the one that they fake the draw to. He kind of holds up a count and then filters out here in the flat. Clark had taken Bobby Watkins, the cornerback, deep with his pattern. So it kind of left him on the linebacker again, and that's tough business.
And I'm told that nobody does it better than San Francisco at isolating some linebacker on somebody he doesn't want to get near. The fake handoff, play action again. Montana waiting the crossing pattern. Through Francis's hands and out. Montana gets knocked down. He unloaded it, and he didn't take anything off of that one, but it was catchable. English may have gotten through and finished off the former Notre Dame quarterback.
Second down, 10, 41.
They don't even feel that. That's just getting the second half started. Jumpstart my heart. That's to get hit is good. There's Doug English. Not large as defensive tackles go, just very, very good. Second down and 10. Francis is the motion man. Running weak side is Craig. He is going to be thrown for a big loss by Mike Cofer.
Now they're high on number 66 here in Detroit, especially head coach Monty Clark. He was drafted as a linebacker, had great speed, played linebacker at Tennessee. They bulked him up, got him in there at defensive end, and they said he has a world of ability. It's just a matter of whether it all comes to the front or not for him.
And Bubba Parrish, in all fairness, is only in his second year and sort of learning things, and this is a very quick defensive end he's working to get today.
Bubba Parrish had a fine year for the 49ers last year.
Third down and 17. Nehemiah is to the bottom of the screen, and Wilson's in too. Montana across the middle, in and out of Francis's hands, and that time he was looking around for number 35 to see where he was, Alvin Hall. Francis is 0 for 2 in this second half. Oro's coming in to kick. Robbie Martin. The Lions were the best punt returning team in the conference last year. That's a high hang time, almost blocked. Martin fair catching at the 30. The 49ers had a couple of punts blocked during the preseason, but that was Skladany, and Oro's is barely able to inhale himself. San Francisco 14, Detroit 13 in the third.
Recently, a mine in Utah, after testing many vehicles, struck pay dirt with Isuzu trucks.
Okay, take a top off.
The reasons, they said, were simple. Isuzu trucks were tougher, more durable, and had better emission controls than anything they had used before. Isuzu trucks. We always knew they were the toughest trucks on Earth. Now they're also the toughest trucks under the Earth. Isuzu. Our wheels are always turning.
The beauty of a Delta faucet is, when it's on, it's on. And when it's off, it's off. Its washerless design helps keep it from dripping, so it lasts and lasts and lasts. Delta faucet. We're first because we last.
Inside the Silver Dome, the defensive line resting. There's Big Doug English. Some facility here, though. We played racquetball in between practices. These players have everything they need to get ready for a game. First and 10 now. That's Jones in motion, the fullback. And Tia Sosoko may have been offsides and jumped a little early. Manu is holding his head like they caught me. The flags were down early. Tell you, when the big fella comes over the reef, you can't get all that back on your side of the line of scrimmage at 260.
Just anxiety. Says you often wonder, you know, how can a nose tackle be offside? Because he's right over the ball.
Look at him. And what would amaze me is having to look into his eyes and think he's coming and maybe they wouldn't catch him.
78 on the defense was offside. Number 70 on the offense was holding. And the down will be replayed, and the penalties canceled. The down will be replayed.
How can you hold if the play is dead? Well, that's one I can't figure out. Anyway, Manu Tuiasosopo, the...
Let me hear that again.
I got as close as I could get with that. Manu knows that I am with him.
Explained it to him yesterday, right?
It's going to be played over. 1st and 10. Good call by Bob Frederick and company. Billy Sims has been very quiet. Inside handoff to J.J. Jones gets to the 34.5-yard line. Stuckey making the tackle at that spot.
Still have on both sides in the Niners' first offensive series, and so far here for Detroit, very conservative play calling. And keep in mind, those plays aren't the quarterback's plays. They're coming from the sideline.
And now 2nd down. And call it 5. Detroit in their own territory. 12:32 left in the 3rd period. And the Lions trail by a point. Leonard Thompson is in the game, flanked to the bottom of the screen. Thompson has it at the 38. Now he's back to the 35. Now he's back to the 32. Keena Turner really stuck him. You made an interesting comment the other night. You made a lot of them, but one of them I liked was when you said in a few years we may be in what they call a 6-5 defense. You might have almost virtually a 6-man line with 5 safety men almost behind them, huh?
Well, you know, speaking from an old defensive player standpoint, if they keep changing the rules to help the offense, you're going to have to switch things up some way. With 6 big guys up there like Louis Kelcher and then 5 guys back in the secondary like Ronnie Lott, you might have yourself going something.
Sounds pretty good right now. Maybe it's right upon us. 3rd down and 3 to go. Looked like maybe the 49ers were offsides, and Thompson is hit with an elbow at the 46 and dropped. Dwight Hicks really hit Leonard Thompson coming across the middle. And I believe Williamson might have just jumped a little bit prematurely at the top of the screen. Offsides.
Well, you might wonder why Gary Danielson threw this one down the middle. Pretty dangerous throw, but he knew he had it free because of the penalty. Ooh. But Dwight Hicks laid the wood on Leonard Thompson.
Well, I saw Leonard get hit in the Green Bay game a year ago, and they turned the lights out on him. Well, that's pretty dangerous, and he's a tough guy coming across the middle. Hicks and those people know you got to lay wood on them when they come through there. Thompson and Nichols in the game. That's Jones and Sims. Danielson dumps it out to Jones at the 40. Jones to the 45. Billy Sims was breaking wide open.
Billy Sims was 25 yards downfield, about 4 steps behind Dan Bunce, and Danielson didn't see him.
The luck of the draw is Hacksaw Reynolds makes a good tackle on Jones.
That's right. It's just a guessing game out there. Sometimes you win it, sometimes you lose it.
How early does Hacksaw put on his jersey before games? I got so confused when he was explaining that to me. I didn't know. He puts it on at the same time every morning, no matter what time zone he's in?
He wants it to be on, what was it, 9:36, 20 seconds.
It's like to have him sitting across the breakfast table, probably in his jersey. That might send you into a little fright. 2nd down, 7. Jenkins in there. Danielson, quick drop. Diving catch by Lewis. Now he gets up. He wasn't touchdown, but the official said he was down at the 42-yard line.
That's the #1 draft choice from Cal Berkeley, David Lewis, big tight end, 6'4", 240 pounds, and with enough speed. And in college, he played a lot of wide receiver, a lot of wide out. Remember we talked earlier about this being the quarterback's easiest throw? That's a dart in there.
I had the fullback in there, too, to get that linebacker out of his way.
Influenced him down inside a little bit.
He does have good speed, doesn't he? He looks like Kellen Winslow a little bit, the way he walks and all, you know, big, angular fella. It's quite a comparison. Billy Sims is back. He's the only back behind Danielson. And he gets the ball on a misdirection off the right side, breaks the tackle. 1st down, Detroit, inside the 25. Billy Sims.
You'll see it from ground level here, and you'll just see the effort. You know, as we say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, kind of a counter step, and then the action over to the right side. Sims told us, I don't want to be a kind of guy that carries the ball 30, 40 times a game. You know, 20 is enough for me. I want to be fresh towards the end of it so I can do things like you're seeing right there.
And is he strong this year and bullish on Detroit? The money's in the bank. Everybody's happy. First down toss to Sims. He gets away from one tackler inside the 15 for the 7-yard line.
Remember, Brookie, when we were in a meeting with him the other day with Sims, and we asked him what his favorite play was? He said the toss outside. Here it is. He said, if I need 8 yards and I got one play to choose I could run it with, this would be it. Look at these cuts.
And you can't arm tackle him. 63 yards on 12 carries. And yes, Detroit loves him. First and goal. Jenkins in the game. Jenkins hit hard at the line of scrimmage. May have made a half a yard. 49ers did a lock and load that time and fired up the hole. Pillars making a tackle.
Well, Sims gets a one-play rest, and he's going to be back in there.
Billy Nelson said he tried to get Sims out of the Cincinnati preseason game a week ago because they were getting blasted a little bit score-wise, and Billy said, no, I want to take some more series. I want to play a little bit more. He never holds anything back once he gets the contract signed. Second down.
He signed enough on me at 2 at one time.
Second and goal from the 5. The toss back to Billy Sims. Doesn't get there. Maybe to the 2-yard line. Williamson and Ellison combining for the stop. Sims is slow to get up.
You notice that time on the toss, he was coming out there, how he waited and waited, let his blockers get out in front of him and make some kind of move. He wanted to react to the defense, to Williamson and Ellison. Watch him take his time now behind these pulls by the guards. He wants to see how the two guys, Williamson and Ellison, react, and they both did a good job, and Ricky Ellison made a saver right there.
Slipped in behind, didn't he? He's become quite a linebacker. Reynolds had some great things to say about him, you know.
Yeah, it's helped him playing next to number 64, too.
Jenkins now being moved around there by Jimmy Jones, and Jenkins turned out to be the one that was right. It's third down and 2. Danielson rolling. Touchdown to Jones. And the little man Jenkins got the block.
That time by the Lions, and number 30 has the 6 points.
What a good receiver he is. Does he run the nice pattern too, huh?
Led them in receiving last year as a rookie, was second in rushing.
Eddie Murray now for 124th in a row. Hipples the holder. What else? Well, we got a good football game.
Here's the score from the end zone. You see Jenkins, number 31, really get a saver block right here. Kept the pressure off Danielson. Jones, number 30, off the play action, had a couple steps.
Wow, pretty good leaping spike by JJ. 20-14. San Francisco gets the ball back.
I scraped together a down payment for this place right out of ag school. About the only thing that come up then was weeds. Took a lot of sweat to bring the soil back. But today, I'm known for the best crops in the county and selling at the right price. That's good business. The people at Meisterbrow know how to do business. I can afford any beer now, but this tastes as good as Budweiser and doesn't cost near as much. Let's relax, fellas. We got another hot one tomorrow.
Meisterbrow. Tastes as good as Budweiser at a better price. All pawns golden. Look out for red station wagon.
Mabel, honey, that's a camper. That's a truck. Let's go find out.
Introducing Trooper 2, the go-anywhere, be-anything truck from Isuzu. And because it's an Isuzu, you know it's tough and reliable. The Isuzu Trooper 2, it's all you'd ever want in a station wagon, a camper, a truck.
Morning, boys. See you right on time for services.
Morning, Miss Emma.
Isuzu, our wheels are always turning.
6.5 minutes into this, are left in this third period, and the crowd is going up in waves. The Lion fans are finding this their kind of football team. Look at this. Eddie Murray's kicking off. Billy Ring is waiting for the ball, but this is going to be Monroe. Monroe hit hard at the 21 and dropped.
Boy, the veteran Dexter Bussey down there on a kickoff, 11 years in the league, still hustling. That's great.
And now the pressure goes on the San Francisco offensive team. 9 plays, 70 yards, 6.5 minutes, and a 2-yard touchdown pass, Danielson to Jones. Good-looking drive. Solomon to the bottom of the screen, Dwight Clark to the top, and Montana's your quarterback. Here's the reverse. Inside, Cooper for maybe a yard. Kofor was waiting.
On every play, someone's got reverse responsibility. It's usually the outside linebacker. That looked like this time it was number 66, the right end, Mike Kofor. There's Cooper, number 89, just got an end around. And look at 66 over there with the containment.
They're wearing a lot of T-shirts around here that says this is the year. It's awfully early, but they're playing a lot better. Montana back. Complete to Solomon, I believe, at the 32. Maybe enough. Alvin Hall tackled him immediately, but he might have gotten the first. It's going to be close. Good throw. The crowd becoming very vocal, and they are a part of this Detroit team this year. You play Detroit up here, you got to play tough. Over 60,000 tickets were sold for this one. It's third and a foot.
They get him stopped here, you'll hear something.
Over the top, Wendell Tyler has the first down, and I don't see any flags. The crowd now cheering on every play, on every scoreboard flash. And what a ballpark. Clark coming out to the bottom of the screen on first down. Solomon's to the top of your screen. And you know who's the quarterback, don't you? Joe Montana. Play action. Oh, what a throw and catch. Cooper with a good catch, and he had to wait to put it away at the 44-yard line. Alvin Hall was right on his back.
Yeah, but it was a great throw, great touch throw, and you also got to give credit up front. Off the play action. Now, Montana had plenty of time to set up here. Look at that offensive line do a job. He didn't have anyone in front of him obstructing his vision, no hands in his face, so he could put that little touch on it right over the top to Earl Cooper, who, of course, is the converted fullback, running back 2 years ago. And he can stretch the defense a little bit from that tight end position. He's got fine speed.
2 first downs in a row. Did Detroit jump off sides? They were stunning. Here's the screen out in the flat. This is Monroe. Monroe to the 48-yard line. And I think San Francisco is going to maybe have the option if they got away with a free play. Kofor chased that down from behind, but it looked like Doug English might have jumped. They do a lot of twisting, don't they? A lot of what they call Floyd Peters stunts.
Yeah, they have a 4-man defensive line, and they'll overshift it, undershift it, and then cross the tackles and do stunts with the tackles and ends. It's a guessing game with the offensive lineman.
Number 78 on the defense was offside. First down will be repeated.
Doug English. Keep in mind now that the San Francisco 49ers man-to-man block.
In the circle. trying to get off that ball and maybe just get a little bit of an extra jump on his old friend John Ayers.
That's right. He's a Texas rattlesnake hunting buddy or something.
They were freshmen together at the University of Texas. John Ayers and Doug English.
Bill Walsh watching from the sidelines. 1st and 5. San Francisco still in their own territory. That's Tyler. Maybe a yard and a half. Jimmy Williams in there quickly. And Alvin Hall. Scores from elsewhere around this league. They're burning today. A lot of fur flying. Green Bay 21-7 over St. Louis, and the Cardinals were the dark horse Eastern team this year in the NFC.
New coach for the Packers, Forrest Gregg.
They're more physical already. San Diego leading Minnesota comfortably in the 3rd quarter. New coach there too. Washington trailing Miami 21-10. That was the blue plate special this week. Montana, quick draw to Craig. Craig inside the 40-yard line. A quick draw, and it caught Doig, I believe, or Jimmy Williams, perhaps trying to get quick drops.
Well, they shouldn't have been trying to get it out of there too quick when it was 2nd down and about 3, but I'll tell you, it's a real tough play for a young middle linebacker to handle. They set up like they're going to pass block and then usually send the center out on you, and he cuts you. That would be Fred Quillen, but it was John Ayers downfield, number 68, that was working on Doig, the middle linebacker.
Boy, and Quillen is a smoothie, too. You talk about Mr. Finesse. He's as good as there is at offensive center. 1st and 10. Montana quickly out in the flat. That's Craig. Craig blasting inside the 30. Carrying the linebacker with him, Steve Doig.
On the linebacker, Gary Cobb out there in the flat. You know, when Bill Walsh first came to the 49ers, he told me that I could sit in on one of his offensive pass meetings his very first year with the team. I went in, I was there for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden the thought went through my mind that I would hate to play outside linebacker against that offensive system because it'll just chew you up.
You're looking at Cobb. He was just discussing things with the safety man and the cornerback.
They can isolate you.
Bill Ring hunched up in there at fullback. Wendell Tyler behind him. This is Ring. Ring to the 25. And he is the fast starter. He gets to the hole very quickly. Kofer making the stop there. Pretty good player to have in your team, young Ring, huh?
Oh, he's pretty dependable. People's choice out there, I think, too, in the Bay Area. You know, their situation now here, rookie with the Lions, they're not getting the 49ers stopped on this drive with their regular base-type defense, and they're going to have to take a chance now, perhaps, and gamble and throw a safety up there on a blitz, or at least blitz one of the linebackers, or maybe 2 of them.
Montana's 13 of 18 for 152. Here's his 19th pass. It's blocked and knocked down by Cobb. The blitz, just like you called it, Wayne.
You take some chances when you do that, but you can also make some things happen. And when you're just sitting there in your base and they're blowing you off the ball and beating you, do have to mix it up some.
I believe Cooper had broken into the end zone almost by himself. No, it's Freddie Solomon. But, of course, when you can't deliver the ball into the end zone, you can do side straddle hops there, and you still don't get any action. 3rd down and 7. A big, big play indeed right now. Montana with time. Through the hands of Dwight Clark. And McNorton was right there to knock it away. The secondary's playing good.
You bet it is. Field goal attempt coming up now for the Lions, or rather for the 49ers. Ray Wershing on the field.
54 seconds left in this 3rd period. This will be a 42-yarder. Montana holding.
This guy's a machine, number 14.
He never looks up, huh? He just looks down for the hole is all. Guess what? Our game gets back to being very close indeed. He had to be the Pro Bowl kicker or somewhere, but nobody seemed to really give him all the acknowledgement, do they?
I think, without a question, he has been the last 2 or 3 years the most consistent kicker in the league.
With a stock engine.
Now, wait a minute. Are you guys saying you ran the Baja in a stock engine pickup?
Recently, two men named Henry Simpson and John Camacho took on the Baja 1000 in a stock engine Isuzu truck. Fighting torturous terrain and big companies with heavily modified engines, they were the first imported truck to finish the race.
Let me buy you guys a drink. All right.
Isuzu. Our wheels are always turning.
17 hours. That's how long it took us to paint this house with the brush. Then we painted it in just 6.5 hours with the Wagner Power Painter. This wicker chair took over an hour, but less than 5 minutes with a Wagner Power Painter. A shutter that took 20 minutes, a Power Painter finished in only 3. It's a tool so versatile, it has a flexible spray tip and a way to draw paint right from a can. A Wagner Power Painter. It's the right tool for painting.
Ross, we have cable TV.
It's Charles in Charge, coming soon on CBS.
There's the kicker's best friend, other than his loved ones and, of course, home life, but that's the football that they spend a lot of time with. And Wershing's one of the best. He'll kick off now. Robbie Martin from Cal Poly and Ken Jenkins from Bucknell wait for Detroit. It's a deep kick. The goal line. That's Martin, one of the best in the league. Martin run out of bounds rudely at the 19-yard line. Good coverage by San Francisco. McLemore down under that quickly. Almost into the fourth period. Hey, don't go away. 20-17.
All pawns booting. Look out for red station wagon.
Mabel, honey, that's a camper. That's a truck. Let's go find out.
Introducing Trooper 2, the go anywhere, be anything truck from Isuzu. And because it's an Isuzu, you know it's tough and reliable. The Isuzu Trooper 2, it's all you'd ever want in a station wagon, a camper, a truck.
Morning, boys. See you right on time for services.
Morning, Miss Emma.
Isuzu. Our wheels are always turning.
Welcome to Miller Time.
At Miller High Life, time is everything. Beer drinkers come to us because we've been brewing in extra quality for the last 129 years. That's a lot of our time. But it's the reason you spend your time with us when you want the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Cobb, the linebacker, batted that ball out of Montana's hands a few plays ago, is on the sidelines. The defense is resting. And the offense they've set up is the same as the start of this game, except for Stringer. The big tackle has not come back. Diederich is in at left tackle. Misdirection, Billy Sims. Good defense. Maybe a couple of yards. Some other scores. Other areas, it can't be as good a game as we're seeing today. The Giants 21-6 over Philadelphia. These Giants still play tough defense, don't they? Atlanta trailing New Orleans by 2 now. Without Andrews, that would be an upset of prominence too, wouldn't it?
Gerald Riggs is a pretty good backup, though, for William Andrews.
Yeah, Lomax has gotten them going. Green Bay still on top 21-13, but will their defense play in the fourth period? Kansas City 24, Pittsburgh 17 in the third. Opening day action. Misdirection again. Trapping play with Sims maybe getting a yard or so. As Tuya Sissoko makes another great play from the nose tackle position, and that's the last play of this third quarter. Hey, we got it humming. Don't go away, folks. We told you it was going to look like a playoff game. Detroit 20-17.
It's an event filled with drama and emotion. The U.S. Open Tennis Championships. Full coverage live on CBS Sports next.
This is CBS.
Continental Bank. Member FDIC.
I used to pay over $15 to have my oil changed. Now I get everything I need at Auto Shack and do it myself in less than 20 minutes for about $8.
Service station wanted $12.50 to change my air filter. Imagine. I just bought this one here at Auto Shack for about $4.
The last time I bought a battery, I paid too much for it. This time I'm going to Auto Shack.
I do it myself.
And save money.
At Auto Shack.
Auto Shack. There's one near you to save you money.
If you're interested in improving family relationships, curbing the spread of drug and alcohol use in schools, reducing adolescent and adult suicide, encouraging the concept of healthy aging, and reducing the stress which leads to domestic violence, call Kodama, the community organization for drug abuse, mental health, and alcoholism services. Kodama staff members provide educational programs at schools, community centers, and public agencies throughout the valley, programs that help teach skills for better living. Let's learn together. Kodama, Connection to Care.
KTSP TV 10 Phoenix.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time. Honda Motorcycles, inventors of the ATC three-wheeler. Honda, follow the leader. And by Castrol, motor oil engineered for today's smaller, higher revving engines.
First play of the fourth period, the final period. 15 minutes left, 20-17, Detroit leading the San Francisco 49ers. Shotgun formation on third down and call it 6. It's Danielson, pretty good blocking up front. Nichols Chadwick is open on the outside running a corner pattern, and Gary Daniel just loaded one up and threw it out of there.
And they had Ronnie Lott in there, which is a good sign for the 49ers.
Chadwick, one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player on the Detroit team, looked like he was open in the corner, too. We'll bring on Mike Black, young man from Arizona State, the high-stepping kicker. McLemore will be back to take his punt. There's Black. McLemore, very dangerous. And David Jones is snapping. Good snap. This is a good punt. Black drove this one. McLemore back to the 25. A tackle on the 20. Great coverage by Roosevelt Barnes. A 53-yard punt. No return. We'll be right back.
Look who's entered the personal computer game now.
Can I get in on this?
Go ahead. Introducing the AT&T Personal Computer for Business. Notice its speed and flexibility. The way it works for your business as a standalone machine or as a team player in a fully integrated system.
What's the card say? Congratulations. You can run most business software programs. Move ahead 10 spaces.
Admire its graphics capabilities and high-resolution screen.
Still my move.
Still. Count on more standard features and a tradition of AT&T reliability and service that can help put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T Personal Computer from AT&T Information Systems. When you've got to be right. To get in on the game, call 1-800-247-1212.
Tom Brookshire and Wayne Walker. Walker, the all-time longevity man in Detroit Lion history. Working with me today, and it's a lot of fun. First day, Montana going deep. He in and out of Cooper's hands at the 45. A flag is dropped. Wow. A late flag. It looked like Cooper dropped it before anybody banged him. Coach Madden of the special teams on the sidelines for Detroit, wondering what hath God wrought.
Personal foul, number 33 on the defense. First down.
William Graham, keep in mind it won't be at the point of the foul, so, but they're not happy about it in the Motor City.
Monty Clark not losing his cool, but voicing his displeasure. Wilson is in, and Nehemiah now. You got some speed. Montana quickly outside. Nehemiah steps out. It's a catch. That's the play you talked about, Wayne, where nobody can cover him on a quick out because he can run by you in a second. 4 yards for Nehemiah. He ran the 50 over hurdles faster than most guys do without hurdles in front of him. Don't forget, coming up next, the U.S. Open tennis, Jimmy Connors, Yimmy Connors we call him, against Andre Lecomte, live from Flushing Meadows, New York. Trabert and Patrick Summerall and the group are over there, and we can't wait to see that action. Clark and Nehemiah in together now. Clark here on the left side. And Cooper jumped early. Tyler makes the carry, but Earl's picking up that new position and just got a half a count head start.
There you see number 89, Earl Cooper. As we told you, he was the #1 draft choice for the 49ers 5 years ago.
See, out of Rice, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were still playing football. He's quite a player.
Illegal motion on the offense. Offside on the defense. They will cancel, and the down will be replayed.
That's to stabilize things. Bob Frederick makes the call. One team's asking who? What? We've got 14 and a half minutes left in a game that has been close all the way. And for an opening game, I can't remember one with fewer turnovers than this one by two good teams. Two playoff teams. 2nd down and 7. Montana. Handoff to Wendell Tyler. Oh, Tyler's hit hard at the 43-yard line. Cobb coming around. Doig getting in there, and Curtis Green. Gang tackling by Detroit.
Looked like it was looking good for the 49ers for a while as they got around the corner with Randy Cross leading, but good reactive defense by Detroit.
3rd and 3. You can see the Detroit defense looking over to Eddie Kayet and company to find out what to do, and they allowed the fewest points in the NFC last year, the whole league last year, really, I guess. No, the NFC, Miami was a little bit better overall. Tough call, 3rd down and 3. Montana, as the flags are dropped. He's going to have to run for it. Look out. Montana hit and grounded at the 43 by Cobb and Green. The flags are down. Doug English might have been rearing up again early. An automatic first if it's on English, and it apparently...
Yeah, that's a killer for you on defense when you get them stopped. And then a penalty like that.
Doug is
on the first down. Excuse me, Bergie.
That's right. He's probably trying to run a stunt and trying to get a real quick release so he can clear for Green coming inside.
Defense was offside, number 78. Then it will be a first down.
Well, that's the 2nd time in a ball game that number 78, Doug English, has jumped off sides. You know, they're taught to key the ball, but they get edgy out there.
Close indeed, but most plays in pro football these days are close. The talent is at that level. Montana on first down now, almost into Detroit territory. Misdirection to Wendell Tyler, look out. Wendell Tyler, threatening to break away, is pulled down to 44 of Detroit.
Well,
let's go to New York now for an NFL update.
Rookie, the Eagles open up here against the Giants over in the Meadowlands. Ron Jaworski pulls out and looks for his favorite target. It is Mike Quick, and he's open down the left sideline. Quick has got it 39 yards. Wilbert Montgomery then scored from the 4-yard line. 21-13, and back to Brookie.
Well, I'm glad to hear my birds are still alive and flapping at any rate. Thank you, Brent, very much. Inside handoff. Craig, the Cornhusker, close to the sticks. And Russ Francis has some words with Cobb. Boy, there's a scene you see a lot. A tight end and a linebacker jawing with one another. Only a fine keeps them from getting more involved than that.
The only thing that brings them together is retirement.
They get along fine at the party, huh? A linebacker's life is not an easy one, but nobody said it was going to be easy. 3rd down and 2, 12.5 minutes left. Toss. Craig. 1st down inside the 40. Curtis Green making the stop there, but barely.
That was an effort 1st down by Roger Craig that time. Lions out there in pretty good shape defensively. Little Carl Monroe, number 32 on the lead block. He weighs about 160 pounds, and he's out there hurling his body around also. You can credit him.
Ball carriers weigh 218, and the little guy's blocking for him. And they do get it done. 1st and 10. Monroe and Craig in there together. A 3-point deficit facing San Francisco. Montana with a lot of time. Overthrowing Monroe at the 8-yard line. And Joe Montana did that a little the entire preseason this year, loading it up and just airing out above the hands a couple of games. Against San Diego, I noticed that.
It's a Lions secondary right here, and watch the pattern develop. But Cooper with Monroe trailing him right there. Cooper runs to the corner, and Monroe cuts off that towards the post, and he was wide open.
Play was there. Somebody sit down something in the press box, and the play was there. But you got to catch it. 2nd down and 10. Tyler's in motion. Craig. I got about 3.5 yards. Fawnhorst went out there and battled Gay all the way almost to the sidelines, and Gay still got back in and got part of the tackle. Green Bay 24-13. St. Louis coming back. Now they're stalled out a little bit as Green Bay comes up with a field goal. San Diego, big and rough out west, 28-3. Chicago on top of Tampa Bay, more comfortably at least, 20-7. 3rd down and 6. Big conversion at this point in the game. Montana being chased. The flags are down. Craig has the ball short of the 1st down. The flag was dropped back on the 44-yard line. Alvin Hall tackled Craig before he got to the sticks. Is this going to be holding?
Seems like it's back in that area.
Montana had to reload because of that good secondary coverage by Detroit.
There was offensive holding, and on the same play there was defensive holding, and the plays will cancel, and we will replay the 3rd down.
Nobody totally agrees with everything.
Kofer is number 66, Bubba Paris 77, and you know, you can't tell anymore if anybody's doing anything wrong.
That didn't look like holding to me.
No, looked like he was taking measurements.
3rd down and 6. Montana rushed, good throw, and dropped by Cooper. Cobb and Hall were there, but Cooper flat dropped the football before putting it away.
Has not been a good day hanging on to the ball for the 49er tight ends. Russ Francis dropped a couple in the 1st half. Cooper here. Watch Montana set up. He threw a bullet in there, and it should have been caught. That's Montana.
And that was a smooth throw right on. Now Wershing will be trying a 54-yard field goal.
He made a 54-yarder in practice by 10 yards. He was booming them.
Montana puts it down. It's a pretty good-looking kick. It's good.
He made that one by 5.
Hello there, tie game.
Oh, he's something. He is steady.
20-20. San Francisco, Detroit, 10.5 minutes left.
Welcome. You've turned the city over to the next shift. The rest of the night is yours.
To Miller time.
Now comes your time with the best beer you can find, Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time. We've got the beer for what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller time.
Make every document the same size.
Charts in color.
Pictures in blue. Headings in black. And collated.
This job is for a multiple-choice copier, the Canon NP155. Its zoom system makes a full range of enlargements and reductions, up to 15 copies a minute in black, brown, or blue, and can collate.
Doug, do I know how to pick a value?
Yes.
Yes.
Canon's NP155 gives you more for less. For information, call toll-free.
Wayne Walker, you brought up a good point. We watched him warming up, and it was exactly 54 yards, and he banged it through by 10.
He knocked it up on that screen up there behind the goalpost in pregame warm-ups, and that was the longest field goal of Ray Wersching's career.
What a time to come up with it. We're all tied here in the Silverdome. Wersching's kickoff. This is a long kick, too. 5 yards deep in the end zone. Robbie Martin won't even run it out. Let's sit back for a minute now and just think about these two teams and what is facing Gary Danielson. All right, let's relax again. It's 20-all.
Today's cars do things yesterday's cars didn't.
Please fasten seatbelt.
Their smaller, higher-revving engines can break down an oil's viscosity within 1,500 miles. The tests show Castrol suffers no significant breakdown of viscosity even after 5,000 miles. So listen to your car.
Exceeding recommended RPM.
It may be telling you something. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
Going three-wheeling, it's my lucky day. Going three-wheeling, come on out and play.
Do you know why Honda makes 9 different kinds of easy-to-ride three-wheelers?
Going three-wheeling, got the Honda ATC.
So your family can have 100 different kinds of fun.
Going three-wheeling.
John Eric Hexum, Jennifer O'Neill, undercover agents on their own, helping Americans anywhere in the world. Cover Up, coming soon on CBS.
Early in the game, Eric Wright injured that left knee. Got to be one of the great cornerbacks around, and of course Ronnie Lott hasn't played either. I don't know how they managed it.
Lott has played, and he's in there now. He's spotted him a bit, and they've got him in there now. 1st and 10, toss to Billy Sims. Sims is hit and dragged down at the 21-yard line. Carlton Williamson up very quickly. So they're just running out of bodies back there in the defensive secondary, perhaps, rookie. I'd like to save Dana McLemore because he's a punt returner, their kick returner, and you don't want to take a chance with him. And if you can run Ronnie Lott out there, and even if he's not 100%, he's better off than some people that are. Nichols just came off the receiver for Detroit holding his toe. Now, this is a good soft turf here in the Silverdome, but there are a lot of strain on ligaments and stuff. The Sims has 66 yards on 15 carries. Danielson to Jones. Jimmy catches it. Ellison holds him to maybe a yard or so. Boy, that 49er defense tightened up. And here comes the nickel in now. This is what Danielson did not want to see. And they haven't seen a whole lot of it, mainly because of those injuries, because they didn't have enough defensive backs to play a nickel in a couple of situations. And so now the nickel, injured as it is for San Francisco, on the field. Danielson with 3rd and 6. 9 minutes left on the clock, a 20-20 tie. Yeah, this is going to be a nail-biter. I have a strange feeling. Danielson from the shotgun. The blitz is on. He throws it. Billy Sims cannot hang on at the 45. Closely covered by Jeff Fuller. 49ers drafted Jeff Fuller. And you got to look at Gary Danielson, who really took a shot as a linebacker. He played at Texas A&M. They got him to minicamp. They ran him in a 40, and he ran 4.49. You know, except for Nehemiah and a couple people, that's as good as they have on the team. So at 6'2", 215 pounds, they started working him out at free safety. As you see Danielson get the shot here, and Fuller, 49, made a play.
What a throw he got off. I don't know how Danielson hit Sims in the hands with it. A great play, broken up by Fuller. A low kick by Black, taken by McLemore. McLemore gets away at the 40. Look out. McLemore tripped, gets away, tackled at the 7-yard line. I don't see any flags. What a punt return by McLemore.
He's been a pretty good one for the 49ers in the past couple of years. Always breaks a couple of long runs sometime during the season. Has that knack that you have to have back here of making the first guy miss. That first guy going by you right there, then you can do some business. And this is not something that he came by recently. University of Hawaii, he played the defensive back there and was also their punt returner. That's why they drafted him.
A 55-yard punt return by Dana McLemore. Touchdown as Wendell Tyler on the first play got the motor scooter going. Special team play has been bothering Bill Walsh all during preseason, and that may be what won this game.
Can strike extremely fast, as you just saw right here. Take a look, ground level. A little bit of a misdirection almost. Wendell looks like he probably should come over here behind the block by Roger Craig, 33, but he just took off to the right on his own with that, with the vision and the instinct that the great ones have, and he's in the end zone.
His second touchdown of a tough, hard-fought afternoon. Wershey's extra point safely through, but a lot of time on the clock. Don't go away. Leave the refrigerator be for just a moment. San Francisco 27-20.
It's so smooth it won't skip or drag. It won't even scratch this delicate surface. This is the new Papermate AccuPoint roller pen. The AccuPoint has a stainless steel point and metal rolling ball for remarkably smooth fine point writing. Now, if that sounds impressive, wait till you see what it can do on a far more demanding surface, like paper. The new Papermate AccuPoint. And now the pencil that's always sharp, the new Papermate Sharp Writer pencil.
Welcome! They said he couldn't retrieve his own shadow, but you didn't give up on him. Now comes your time.
To Miller Time!
And Miller Time means it's time for the best beer you can find, Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here, the rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind.
Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
There he is, the hero of the moment, McLemore. What a punt return. Almost scored, pulled down by Rubik, a big tight end that is a special team specialist.
Almost an afterthought draft choice, too. They got him in the 10th round, and
boy,
he's been a bonus for him.
They're deep. Deep and good, talented football, and good people. Both teams are loaded with good, solid being. Wershey squibbing it so that Jenkins can't run it back. That's Robbie Martin that's chasing it out of the end zone. And now, can the Lions strike suddenly? Are they that kind of a team? That's what we're going to find out. You've got Sims and J.J. Jones and Chadwick and Nichols. And Monty Clark says, yeah, we got plenty of time, 8 minutes, 18 seconds.
Yeah, they really don't have to go all that quickly and try to get it all at once because they have time to work with.
Don't forget, next Sunday, the NFL Today starts us off, and then it's the Cowboys and the Giants, the Packers against the Los Angeles Raiders, Detroit motors to go against Atlanta, and Minnesota goes into the city of brotherly love. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time for NFL football here on CBS, the very best, really. 1st and 10 now. Danielson, I formation. Back to throw on play action. Underthrowing. Chadwick on the far side at the 40, and Danielson is knocked down again and helped up.
Had big pressure from Jim Stuckey that time, and that really caused the incompletion. If Danielson would have had another half second or so to set up here. Now Stuckey's right in his face, and Danielson has to release a little bit before he wants. That's why.
Boy, you said it. Good call on it, and coming right where he was looking, trying to spot his receiver from, too.
Jim Stuckey was worried about his job. He was sweating out the last cut that the 49ers made. But he's always been a good hustler for him and basically done everything they've asked.
He's played well today. Second down and 10. Trailing by 7. Danielson. Good throw and catch at the 38-yard line by Chadwick. Let's go to New York now for an update. Brent Musburger.
Rookie, if his first week is any indication, we're going to have a lot of touchdowns passing. Dan Marino, 5 TDs for Miami. Here's Steve Bartkowski again. He goes to Stacey Bailey. And now the Falcons, they lead 26-21. Let's go back to Brookie.
Dan Marino, the big Miami quarterback, taking apart the Washington Redskins.
This wasn't the play before. This was the last play. So Danielson's taken 3 great hits in about the last 5 minutes of this game, 2 in a row.
Getting to know Stuckey pretty well. First and 10, 7:25 left in the 4th and final quarter. Danielson underthrowing as he's again under pressure. Chadwick had no chance to even come for it. 2 49ers are strewing around Danielson this time getting up.
This takes a lot of courage to stand in here and know you're going to get this kind of stuff. Stover is 72. 58 is Keena Turner. All 3 of them down. Stover, number 72, is still on the ground out there.
Danielson came out of the thing the best of the whole lot.
That is number 72 defensive end Jeff Stover, who is quite a story in himself. Did not play college football. Was a shot putter at the University of Oregon. Got a free agent tryout from the 49ers, and at 275 pounds, he made it.
It's a rough sport.
You may get copies made outside your office because you think you can't afford a copier. Well, the truth is you can't afford not to own one. Because now there's the surprisingly inexpensive Sharp Z60 mini copier. It's simple to maintain, a cinch to operate, and delivers plain paper copies in a variety of colors. So get the inexpensive Sharp Z60. You don't know what you've been missing. The Sharp Z60, from sharp minds come sharp products.
You know, a quarterback can't afford a breakdown in protection. That's why I use protection of Conoco motor oil in my car. Now, it can't prevent all your engine problems, but it might surprise you to know that in millions of miles of everyday use, the formulation of premium Conoco motor oils has never caused an engine breakdown. My protection just never quits. Conoco, products that protect.
Are you ready for mystery? How about murder? Angela Lansbury is ready for both. She's queen of the modern murder mystery in Murder, She Wrote.
Behind Axar Reynolds is young Jeff Stover being looked at and the knees checked. The arthroscope has been a great invention and a boon, but you still have knees, and the human body is the weakest place is probably the human knee. Danielson being chased, dumps it off to J.J. Jones has it to the 45 and stops the clock stepping out with 7:10 on the clock. Far short of a first down because of the sack problems. Young Jim Fonhorst shoved him out there. Turned out to be quite a good young linebacker for San Francisco, huh?
They're really happy with the circumstances that brought him over from the USFL. That involved the Minnesota Vikings and offer sheets and those kind of things. Sound like an NBA deal almost.
I love it that his big brother, though, doesn't run around with him. He says, are you kidding? He's 7 years younger than I am. I have nothing in common with the kid.
He probably just doesn't want him tagging along.
That's it. Big play for Detroit. 3rd down and 4. They're in shotgun. Danielson. Good throw. Chadwick takes a shot. It's going to be close for the measurement at the 49.
Well, in this kind of thing, it might be decision time, too, for Monty Clark here, Brookie. They might be just a little bit short.
They've got to go for it at this stage, don't you? With 7 minutes there?
Well, it all depends how much confidence you have in your defense.
Dwight Hicks really hit Chadwick, and nothing moved after they made contact. Lonnie Clark going over the ready list. Sometimes a foot can be a half mile. It's now or never.
Yep. Well, faint heart never filled a flush, right?
That's it. Danielson, 16 of 22, 128 yards. And he's been very careful. He's had a good day.
49ers making changes on defense, getting their short yardage situation in.
You want to see some bulked up people. Look at the line of scrimmage on this play. 6:53, and the clock is running here at the Silverdome. You call it, folks. Sims, he got it on the third effort.
You see how low he got down when he got the ball? He was low. He was almost down on his hands and knees when he got the ball, looking for a seam, looking for a crack, and it looked for a minute like he might be stopped. Watch the surge by the two lines up front. Now watch Sims down here hide. Is he low or what here? He's back in behind. Look at this. Just looking for some little seam and found it.
Boy, Tuiasosopo really did some job at the nose penetrating on short yardage. You know, he almost got Sims in the backfield that time. 1st and 10, just inside San Francisco territory. High formation, Danielson on play action. Oh, almost intercepted. In and out of Billy Sims' hands, and Fawnhorst had it for just a moment.
Sims in traffic over the middle. Danielson waits for him to slip out. Here he comes. They fake to him. He slips through, turns around. Ricky Ellison is there, number 50, and Fawnhorst going after Sims, and the ball was right on his numbers, but just couldn't react quite quickly enough.
And now that chess game goes on. What defense do you come in with on 2nd and 10 now? 5:53 on the clock. 5:53. You're pulling out all the stops. Don't forget the Lions love trick plays. 2nd down 10. Inside handoff to Billy Sims. Sims. Oh, what a gang tackling job by San Francisco. Right at the 49. Let's go to New York City for an NFL update. You got it, Brent.
Rookie, it's 3rd and 7 for your Eagles. They go to the shotgun against the Giants. It'll be Ron Jaworski, and he's looking for target number 1, and Quick's got it for a touchdown. And your Eagles now have pulled to within a point. 21-20. Back to Brookie.
Jaworski having a good start, sounds like. Marion Campbell has Ted Marshabroda as his offensive coordinator. That'll help Jaworski. All right, big play. It's 3rd down and 10 now. What do you got down there, Wayne? Shotgun time. Danielson wide open is Thompson at the 20. Little Thompson scores. Leonard Thompson ran the corner, and there was nobody there. Is this the year for Detroit? The people think so that have come to the Silverdome.
Rookie, that invariably will happen when a defense is playing without some of their key people, and they've lost the 2 cornerbacks, and there's changes, and guys are in that aren't used to other people's voices tell them where to pick up and where their help is coming from, and it was just confusion, I think, that time in the 49ers secondary because he was wide open.
A good throw by Danielson. Murray's extra point is good. We're all knotted again. And Leonard Thompson hasn't been in uniform but about 3 days.
Here it is right here. Danielson out of the shotgun. It'll be over the right-hand side of your screen. Danielson looking there right now and sees it. He didn't look anywhere else. And look at this. Just had to be a blown coverage back there. Missed communication somewhere along the line, and the result is 6 points for Detroit. 7 with the extra point. It's 27-all with plenty of time left.
Happiness is a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. 27-all with 5:01 left.
Giving that extra effort makes winners. Be All You Can Be, sponsored by the U.S. Army. In 1982, rookie Mike Quick caught just 10 passes. But this Philadelphia Eagle flew into stardom in 1983 with 73 catches and a league-leading 1,409 aerial yards.
The pass is over the middle. Quick dives. Touchdown, Eagle.
By striving to improve his gridiron performance, Mike Quick became the best he could be.
In today's Army, when artillery goes to the field, so does high technology.
Be all that you can be. Keep on reaching. Keep on growing.
Computers, laser-guided missiles, and teamwork honed to a split-second response. Only the Army gives you this kind of training with just a 2-year enlistment.
You can do it in the Army.
That 10-year veteran Leonard Thompson. What a TD. And the crowd is getting up in waves here in Pontiac, Michigan. The kickoff by Murray. It's a deep kick. That's Monroe at the goal line. Monroe still on his feet to the 26-yard line. Good return by San Francisco. And we've got 4 minutes and 51 seconds left yet to play. 9 plays, 80 yards, but the big number is 49. Good throw by Danielson, a blown coverage. But a touchdown.
Here's a guy right there who, over the past few seasons, has proven to be a master at this situation right now, bringing his team down the field in late stages of the ball game.
Here's the misdirection play to Craig. Craig over the 30 to the 32, high-stepping through the blue uniformed Lions down there. And these are two good defensive clubs we're looking at today. There's not like one of them is chopped chicken liver, you know what I mean? These are both good squads.
And they're a lot the same. They're not big overpowering defenses. They're just, they hustle, they react, they get to the ball, and they help each other out.
Craig picks up 7 yards, running right at Doug English. Solomon's to the bottom of the screen. Dwight Clark's to the top. Misdirection fake. Play action pass. Montana hits Francis. Francis to the 46-yard line, dragging Watkins with him.
Boy, Montana showing his ability to move around back there and make things happen. Play action fake. That's called a dash. He goes straight back and then dashes out to the right. Russ Francis here wide open, and this was almost an overmatch for Bobby Watkins, but he hung on.
What a great play to run at that time, though. You've got to be so calm in order to pull that off. The 49ers are tied with Detroit, and Montana has the ball. Wendell Tyler gets through a big hole. Wendell Tyler to the 33-yard line. Alvin Hall making the tackle. Good hole that time by Cross and Fahnhorst.
Cross and Fahnhorst and Roger Craig leading the way over on the right-hand side. And, you know, we're already in Ray Wersching's field goal range. We were when they crossed midfield today.
You see the clock. Well, it's going to be some season. 1st and 10. Inside to Craig. Craig trying to get a veer going. Not much. Maybe a yard. Green and Graham and English. Neither team has backed off. They get the ball. The only way you can play defense is to keep the other offense off the field.
Tyler, 82 yards now on the afternoon, 15 carries, so he's heading for the century mark.
He had 4 of them last year. And in all fairness, by the end of the season, the 49ers were as good a football team as there was alive, in my opinion. Maybe the Raiders would argue that. 2nd down and 8 to go. Good pass blocking. Solomon to 21. Bobby Watkins there. No pass rush that time. Boy, the offensive line went out and got the Lions.
Now, the thing about Montana, Dwight Clark says that we get in situations in a ball game, a real tough spot like we're in now, where we need to score. If he's nervous, and I know everybody has to get nervous, he just never shows it. You just never know.
Well, we'd always remember the catch, right? The thing is that every year you're going to have the play of some kind that he pulls off, or this team does.
Number 6 over there is Matt Cavanaugh, the backup quarterback. Of course, you're talking about cool customers. The silver-haired gentleman right there doesn't get flustered too easily either.
I'd say. His first pro job was with Al Davis in 1966. It seemed like everybody has worked with Al Davis in this league at one time or another. The numbers on Joe Montana, 16 of 25, 188, a TD, and a masterful job of keeping his cool. Let's go to New York now for an update. Brent, you got it.
Rookie Phil Simms has the hot hand against the Eagles. Watch here as he throws his 4th touchdown pass of the day. His second to the rookie from Kansas, Bob Johnson. This one a 16-yarder. They add the extra point right now, and the Giants lead it by 8 points. And 8 can be a tough number in the 4th quarter. Back to Brookie.
Okay, Brent. Boy, it's good to see Phil Simms healthy for a change. The injuries are an awful thing in pro football. Good to see him active and doing his job. 1st and 10 toss to Wendell Tyler behind Craig's block. He breaks it, almost breaks that play to the 15. Doig pulled him down from behind. Cut down the fumbles. I bet he's heard that in his sleep. But let me tell you something. He does some things without fumbling that nobody else can do much. He's something. Detroit used the timeout. Worthing is simply thinking about the stroke. Much like Fuzzy Zeller being in the clubhouse, knowing he has to go back out and tee it up for overtime, maybe, right?
You know, in any situation, once being a kicker, and I wasn't in the class of this guy, I'll tell you that, I could hardly had trouble keeping it in the building. But sometimes you have to do it. But you'd much rather have that offense take it in for the 6th than, you know those guys that say, I want the ball at the end and that kind of stuff. Hey, I was down on one knee pulling for that offense all the time those years I had to kick.
A little white around the temples, boy. You start straining a little bit. Don't forget, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes as always. One day at a time. Good night, Beantown. The Jeffersons, Alice, and old Trapper John M.D. Right here on CBS tonight. What a game. Still not decided, so don't go chalking up one for anybody. 27 all. There's Eddie Murray, the great kicker on the other side. These two teams are deep and loaded, and to go on the road, as San Francisco has had to do, to play a team of this caliber the first game might be a good one to have in your buyout to put away and forget. Say, this is great to get it out of the way. 2nd down and 5 to go. Ring is in with Tyler. This is Ring. Looked like a false trap of some kind. Down to the 10-yard line goes Bill Ring. Bill Frio, my spotter, tells me that Graham made the tackle down there.
Ring in. He's been fresh. Roger Craig has been in there lead blocking for Wendell Tyler. This time they brought Ring in, handed to him. Look at him cover up as he started to go down at this stage of the game. You don't want to lose that ball on a fumble. Tough little guy right there, Billy Ring.
Wonder how time of possession is in this game. Has it been pretty even on who's had that? We'll find out on that, because sometimes it's a very big factor, and with these kind of teams, it might be just as even as the scoreboard.
You know, this is a situation over the past few years that has always impressed me about the 49ers, Brookie, is the fact that once they get inside the 20, they usually figure out a way to get it all the way in the end zone. Washington doesn't really kick too many short field goals. Most of his field goal attempts come from, you know, around 40 yards and in that area. And once that Walsh and Montana get inside the 15-yard line onto the 20-yard line, they really get dangerous.
And that plus 20 is the hard territory.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me that, you know, everything shrinks up to where you can't get the ball in there.
It seems like they always save something that you haven't seen all day, you know, and it's hard to get a tendency on them. Anybody that's the defenses them will tell you that. It's hard to get any kind of tendency. Look at the strain right there. And we talked about being cool and things like that, but you can tell that there is strain in this ball game.
get the big one out of the way. They got an extra day for next week, so this would be a big notch in the gun belt. 1:37 left. It was a first down and 10 to go. Ring inside. Not much. In English, and Detroit calls timeout, and Burns won this time.
Need to do that.
You could score a touchdown, or you could score a first down without getting a touchdown. I believe it's very close. It looks like it's almost stick to stick, but I believe it's about 4 or 5 inches away.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they could nose it up against that goal line and get a first down.
Monty Clark also had relaxed his training camp a little bit. Not a lot of hitting and sort of taking it easy. No 2 days with pads. And
yeah, Monty said, remember he told us, he said, I've been able to get to my own personality more this year because of the people that we have and the character they have. So, you know, I haven't, you know, had to be a ball and chain guy and do that. They did take it a little easier.
Detroit has had the ball 29 minutes and 16 seconds. San Francisco has had the ball 29 minutes and 20 seconds.
4 seconds difference.
And it's a 27-all tie. There are no timeouts left for the men in Honolulu Blue down there. You know, you were saying something. I know people don't think this is funny, but players like to have a good-looking uniform. And I've got to admit, Detroit has a uniform. Is that a football uniform that they wear?
I tell you, I was proud to put it on for 15 years. I liked it.
15 years? Yours must have been faded by the time you finished. 15. 200 some odd games, right?
Yeah, and they only had to wash it a couple times, so I didn't get on the ground much.
Second down and 6. No timeouts left for Detroit. Ring and Tyler. Ring. Wow. Swimming inside the 5. Clock is running. Obviously, the 49ers will stop it when they want to. They still have some timeouts left. 49ers have all 3 left. You can watch the clock right with us. I don't know if I'm wired enough to be able to take this season if we're going to have all of these nail biters up to the elbow every Sunday, but I like it. I like the way it starts. And this has been some game for all 4 quarters. A minute. You can see it. Montana, third down, and call it 3.5. Uh-oh, fall down. Wersching's going to be forced to come in off that sideline. Ring stumbled, it looked like, as he took the handoff. Nobody is moving for an exit. That's certainly not the Detroit Lion football team. That defense has battled.
Well, they want to run some time off the clock before they get Wersching in there. Use a timeout.
Clark just came in and said something to Montana. Here comes Wersching. He will not look up now. He will go ahead and get his sights. Look at this.
He'll want to find Montana and tap him on the shoulder pad a couple times. He's kind of superstitious about that, too. But he will not look at the goalpost. He lines up by those hash marks that are on that artificial turf out there.
You can see the clock. Now they'll say, well, that's good. Detroit didn't have any left. I don't know if Wersching needed that timeout or not.
No, I don't think you do.
He jogged off just to make sure, huh?
Well, he wants to get over there where he's around his guys because he doesn't want to hear what Detroit wants to say to him at this point. So.
Do they yell at the other kicker?
You bet they do.
Like, hey, how's your neck size? Are you having any trouble swallowing or anything?
These are the tough ones. If they used to tell me, I'd say, hey, they're all tough. Extra points.
These are the tough ones. The back and forth batter across the line of scrimmage and all. You can obviously write books. They have been some great ones written about it, but it is most comical and interesting what these guys say to one another on a given Sunday.
You know, here's a guy right there saying, you know, haven't I been here before?
Oh,
wasn't it just New Year's Eve at Candlestick Park where it was like this?
Deja vu. For the guys in blue. Montana's the holder. A 22-yarder. It's good. And Wersching didn't act like he had a pulse. Time is called for the kickoff with 4 left. That's as close a game as you're going to probably see all year for 2 good squads that have taken it down and used just about everything there was to use in their playbooks. from their coaching staffs. And I'll tell you right now, coaches are more important than they've ever been before. The preparation is really amazing.
Boy, it's like moving a circus when they load up to travel too. A lot of bodies on a football team anymore. 4 seconds left, as you can see in this one. But no timeouts for the Lions. It's just this side of hopeless. Wershing more than likely will squib the kick. So they'll want to keep it down the middle, I would suppose, Brookie, because if you kick it toward the sideline, they could get it and perhaps run out of bounds and get one more play off. So I'm quite sure that he'll kick it low down the middle.
And just a few moments ago, post corner to Leonard Thompson, Danielson hit with a perfect strike, and it looked like, you know, the game was sort of stabilized, and all of a sudden, bam.
Well, Montana doesn't look like he's doing much to you, but the combination of his coolness out there and the play calling from the sideline just took them all the way down and got exactly what they needed.
Wershing, checking scoreboards. He's looking around now. Boy, look at this. That is cool.
That's a good feeling. You know, you're going to get to be, you know, one of the stars, one of the heroes of the game. Probably go on, you know, the local radio and get a sport coat, you know, for being on.
New pair of boots.
One of our guys was awarded a sport coat. He said, if you go on the radio, you get a sport coat. And one of our guys said, what size?
The squib kick that Wayne Walker talked about, taken by Robbie Martin, who hands off a switch behind the back and knocked almost out of bounds Kenny Jacobs. There's a flag on the play at the 39, and this game may be history. Jacobs did not appear to get out of bounds, and yet I thought I saw them stop the clock. Maybe that's because of the flag down.
There was an offensive foul on the last play of the game. Therefore, the game will not be extended, and it is over due to an offensive foul.
Bob Frederick tells us that if that had been a defensive foul, we could not have ended the game on a defensive foul. Monty Clark is checking with Frederick to make sure that the ruling is right, but it sounded right from here. San Francisco 30, Detroit 27. The amazing thing was that after the fumble and run in by Gay to give Detroit the early lead, San Francisco never did bail out. They stayed right in to win it, didn't they?
Well, that's their character. You don't go as far as they have gone 2 out of the last 3 years without that kind of character. And I think from the Detroit aspect, I almost feel that although it's a tremendous disappointing loss for Monty Clark and the Lions, that Monty might come out tomorrow and say, I found a quarterback.
And I think he's found a good football team. They're deep. The Lions look deeper than they've ever been. And everybody has said the 49ers, it's not that they're good. It's how good are they. They might be better than ever. And so this is Tom Brookshire saying so long for Wayne Walker and all of us up here in the Silver Dome. And it's 30-27, San Francisco on Detroit. So let's go right now to Brent Musburger in New York. After this commercial message, we'll go to New York. Thank you.
Mr. Wills, you seem different lately.
Really?
Is that a new suit?
No.
Did you lose weight? New glasses.
No new glasses.
The best thing about Grecian formula is no one ever knows you're using it. Grecian's not a dye. It's a clear liquid that gradually brings your gray hair back to a natural-looking color.
You shaved your mustache.
I never had a mustache.
I knew that.
Grecian Formula 16, liquid and cream. There's no telling who uses it.